Hi guys, welcome to Miss Shanahan's Home Art Studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make some tie-dyed coffee filters. So to complete this, you are going to need a coffee filter, a tray, or some other surface that you can put your coffee filters on because the colors will run and bleed through the coffee filters onto the table. You're going to need some water-based markers because any alcohol-based markers like Sharpies won't work for this. And then a spray bottle of water. All right, so I've already made two examples of the tie-dyed coffee filters, and I'm going to open one of those up for you because I want to show you that even though we folded it, the colors are going to show up on both sides of the coffee filter. Now you guys can use any colors you like. You don't have to use the colors that I'm using here. I'm going to show you two examples, one with black and one with color. I also have another video that I'm going to post for some of the older kids in a little bit. And that video is going to show you how to use one of these coffee filters to make a ballerina skirt. So you guys can make a dancer or a girl wearing a skirt with your coffee filter. So I'm going to get started, and just keep in mind if I'm going too fast for you, you guys can pause the video at any time to collect your materials or to catch up. So the first step is when you get your coffee filter, you're going to want to fold it in half. And folding it can be a little bit tricky because it's meant to be a cup shape. So you line up the two curved edges together and crease the bottom. And then as you're working, it will flatten itself out. So I have another one already folded over here that I'm going to do. All right, so remember you can use any colors you want, but I'm going to make one black because I'm going to show you something really neat with the color black. And I'm going to make one colorful. So I'm going to pull this one right here and just use some black. Now, in order for your tie-dye pattern to look really cool, you don't want to color the entire coffee filter. You actually want to keep some spaces light. So I'm going to use the line that's in my coffee filter to start my first ring. And I'm going to color in a little bit like that. All right. And I'm going to make another ring down here. And you guys do not need to be precious with how you draw your rings or draw your designs on your coffee filter because the color and shape of whatever you draw is going to change. So even though I drew rings on this one, you can barely see what I drew because the water that you're going to spray on this is going to change it. So I'm going to keep drawing some rings, and remember you want to leave some space. I can also start putting some other ways to add designs instead of just drawing rings. You guys can kind of have fun with this, but remember whatever you draw is going to change because the water is going to spread it. So I'm going to add in a little bit some more science learning to this project just so that you can get a little bit more information in your brains. So I am finished with my black one. All right, and now I'm going to make a colorful one. Now, when you choose your colors to put next to each other, you want to choose two colors that look good together, that are near each other on the rainbow or the color wheel. So yellow and green mix together really well. Blue and purple mix together really well. But when you have colors that are not near each other, you're going to start to get colors on your rainbow that are gray. And I purposely made that mistake on mine. And I don't know if you can see it, but between the yellow and the purple, I actually have a little bit of brown because those colors don't mix together very well. They are opposite colors. All right, so just like before, I'm actually going to do something a little different with this one. I'm going to do spots instead of doing rings, just so that you can see that different ways you put things together are going to look a little different. So I'm going to make some polka dots that are near each other. I'm going to put some spaced out. That way you can see the colors kind of mixed together. as I work on this. So remember, whatever you do is going to end up changing just because of the way that we're working on this. Okay, so I'm going to put some spots in the middle, and then I'll make rings on the outside so you guys can see how it mixes a little bit differently. And again, the orange and the blue next to each other might not be the best choice, but sometimes when I make mistakes, it helps you make your decisions a little bit easier. So you can make different color decisions than my mistakes. And remember, I said you don't have to be so precious with it. And what I mean by the word precious is you don't have to make your lines super perfect and careful, because it will change with the water. All right, so now I am ready to spray these with water. And remember, you can keep them folded, and the water will cause the marker to go through from one side to the other. So a water-based marker is a solution. Markers usually have a little bit of vinegar and other chemicals and water inside the marker mixed with the pigment or the color. So because this is a solution, adding more water to our solution will cause the colors to bleed and reactivate so that they can mix together and be absorbed by the filter, okay? And the filter really loves to soak up the water, and so your colors will spread and go to other places in your coffee filter, okay? So I'm gonna start with a colorful one, and remember, your colors will bleed through to the bottom. So I'm just going to spray it, and you can already see my colors moving. If you don't have coffee filters at home, you can also do this with copy paper. The coffee filter, just because it's meant to get wet, works a little bit better because it will not tear and rip when you add the colors to it. But you can start to see my colors mixing together and spreading all over the place and making some really cool designs inside my coffee filter. All right, and you can see because I put the orange and the blue next to each other, it is making a little bit of a brown, but again, it's not making a horrible color, so it's not a big deal. Choose your colors that you like, any colors that you want, and you're gonna see what they make when they mix together. All right, so now I'm gonna move this one out of the way and use the paper towel to wipe it off. And I'm gonna show you something really cool with the black. Now, as we know, if you were one of my older students, that black is all of the primary colors together. So depending on what brand of markers you use at home, you're gonna see different colors come out of the black when I spray it. Crayola brand markers and paints tend to be on the bluer side. So when I spray this, you're gonna see a lot of blue come out of here. And that's why Ms. Shanahan does not use Crayola paint in the art room, because they tend to be on the bluer side when we try to mix the color gray. But other brands of markers, you're gonna see lots of different colors come out when you spray your coffee filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and start spraying it. And you're gonna see that blue come out. And after you sit this there for a little while, you're gonna start to see some other colors. So I'm gonna take out this one, and I don't know if you can see it because my camera kind of adjusts the colors, but on the edges of some of my shapes, I can actually see some purples and I can see some reds and pinks. All right, pretty neat. So basically we are finished with our product. We just need to let it dry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my tray for my dry ones. And if you want to leave this as just a tie-dye design to keep, you can do that. But there's lots of different ways that you can kind of experiment with it and fold it together and twist it so you can make things like flowers. And again, in another video, I am going to show you how to make it into a skirt. All right, I hope you enjoyed my very first art video trying to do my homeschooling thing. And I hope to see your results. Please post them either on Facebook, in Seesaw, on Google Classroom, or you can post them in Artsonia. Thank you so much for watching.